Hello, I am going to be reading Numbers from the Bible. This is Numbers 1. I've been reading the other 3 chapters so far, Genesis and Exodus and Leviticus. I've read them, each of them, and recorded myself. It's been really tiring. It's been a lot of work, but I guess it's helping me build my faith and just kind of helping me develop as a person. It's been really tiring. It's a lot of work. It really tires me out, and especially the stuff in the Old Testament. It's really, I guess, just some of it's really dry. A lot of it's some really old rituals and stuff. I've been reading each chapter and just looking for the good in all of it, and just kind of finding a way to relate to it, even when it's really hard. Okay, now Numbers, I have a feeling, is going to be the same. It's going to be difficult. Let's try to enjoy it, okay? Well, here's Numbers 1, the census. The Lord spoke to Moses in the tent of meeting in the desert of Sinai, on the first day of the 2nd month, the 2nd year after the Israelites came out of Egypt. He said, "Take a census of the whole Israelite community by their clans and families, listing every man by name, one by one. You and Aaron are to number by their divisions all the men in Israel 20 years old or more who are able to serve in the army. One man from each tribe, each the head of his family, is to help you. These are the names of the men who are to assist you. From Reuben, Elzur son of Shedir. From Simon, Shelemiel son of Zereshadi. From Judah, Neslam son of Araminabab. From Assachar, Nathaniel son of Zar. From Zalubab, Eliab son of Helon, and the sons of Joseph. From Ephraim, Elishama son of Ammihud. From Manasseh, Gamaliel son of Pedahzur. From Benjamin, Adian son of Gideon. From Dan, Azir son of Ammishaddai. From Asher, Pegel son of Orken. From Gad, Ephason son of Duel. And from Naphtali, Ahira son of Enan. These were the men appointed from the community, the leaders of their ancestral tribes. They were the heads of the clans of Israel. Moses and Aaron took these men whose names had been given, and they called the whole community together on the first day of the 2nd month. The people indicated their ancestry by their clans and families, and the men 20 years old or more were listed by name, one by one, as the Lord commanded Moses. And so he counted them in the desert of Sinai. From the descendants of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, all the men 20 years old or more were able to serve in the army were listed by name, one by one, according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Reuben was 46,500. From the descendants of Simon, all the men 20 years or more able to serve in the army were contingent and listed by name, one by one, according to the records of their clans and family. The number from the tribe of Simon was 59,300. From the descendants of Gad, all the men 20 years old or more were able to serve in the army, according to listed by name, according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Gad was 45,650. From the descendants of Judah, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name, according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Judah was 74,600. From the descendants of Issachar, all the men 20 years older or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to their records by their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Issachar was 54,400. From the descendants of Zebulun, all the men 20 years old or more were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to their records for their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Zebulun was 57,400. From the sons of Joseph, the descendants of Ephraim, all the men 20 years or more who were able to serve in the army according to their clans' numbers, the number of the tribe was 40,500. From the descendants of Manasseh, all the men 20 years or more, the number for the tribes of Manasseh was 32,200. From the descendants of Benjamin, the number for the tribes of Benjamin was 35,400. From the descendants of Dan, the number from the tribe of Dan was 62,700. From the descendants of Asher, who were able to serve, the number from the tribe of Asher was 41,500. From the descendants of Nephilim, all those who were able to serve, the number from the tribe of Naphtali was 43,400. These were the men counted by Moses and Aaron and the 12 leaders of the Israel, each one representing his family. All the 20 years old or more who were able to serve in Israel's army were counted according to their families. The total number was 603,550. The families from the tribe of Levi, however, were not counted along with the others. The Lord had said to Moses, "You must not count the tribe of the Levi, or include them in the census of the other Israelites. Instead, appoint the Levites to be in charge of the tabernacle of the testimony, over all its furnishings and everything belonging to it. They are to carry the tabernacle and all its furnishings. They are to take care of it and the encampment around it. When the tabernacle is to move, the Levites are to take it down. And whenever the tabernacle is to be set up, the Levites shall do it. Anyone else who goes near it shall be put to death. The Israelites are to set up their own tents by division, each man in his own camp under his own standard. The Levites, however, are to set up their tents around the tabernacle of the testimony, so that the wrath will not fall on the Israelite community. The Levites are to be responsible for the care of the tabernacle of the testimony. The Israelites did all this just as the Lord commanded Moses." So yeah, that was chapter 1. There was a lot of repetition in there. I summarized some of it. It was all the men 20 years or older who were able to serve in the army. It said that every time another clan was mentioned. But over here now we see in like Moses' community, like everything's being divided. He basically he established the law of the land and he created priests. So you can think of like the priests as kind of like the lawyers and like the scientists and all the specialized people who helped me with the worship and helped keep the testimony safe, and the tent makers and all that stuff. So like that part of like the community was like established, and now the rest of the men from all the tribes, all the people who were able to serve in the army, were made to protect it. So now we have everyone playing a different role, right? Because they were a traveling group, and like this is important because if they didn't do all of this, they wouldn't have been able to protect their heritage and create be able to just create such a beautiful religion in the future, right? Yeah, and create a history. Okay, then next